So I know I look a little bit crazy right now. My makeup is half done. I'm going to do a first impression / tutorial using some Morphe goodies today. So these are things that I haven't used yet and I'm going to put them on my face, let you know what I think. So I've done my foundation and eyebrows and eye primer off camera so that I can jump straight in to the Morphe bits. So the stuff I'm going to use today from Morphe is an eyeshadow palette. So I'm going to use this one. This is the 25A eyeshadow palette from Morphe. Looks like this. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's got some shimmers, some mattes. It's kind of like brown toned. It's got some kind of mustardy shades. It's got some peachy shades, warm browns, neutral browns, black. It's just got like a really nice variety. So I'm going to use that on the eyes mainly. If I do want to go for something else, I'm going to dip into this palette here, which is also from Morphe. This is the 35U palette, and this has a mixture of shimmers and mattes. I mightn't even use this one, but it's just in case I do want to pick one or two colours from it. I said I'd show you at the very beginning. I'm also going to use the Morphe Cream Concealer Palette for highlighting and contouring, and that's what this looks like. So it's just a range of highlight and contour colours, and I'm going to use this on my face for cream contouring and highlighting. And then I also have 4 Morphe matte liquid lipsticks that I will swatch for you, and I'm going to put one on my lips. I'm not entirely sure which one yet, it depends what look I go for. But yeah, I have those there. So I just kind of wanted to do something different to my usual get ready with me or tutorial for when I'm going out. So I said I would pick out stuff I haven't tried yet and put it on my face and let you know what I think as I go along. And the first shade I'm going to go into is this one right here in the Morphe palette. I'm going to go into the crease with this colour. It's just a nice peachy shade. So I'm just going to build that up from outer corner to inner corner. So this is just going to be the first transition colour. It's not going to make a huge difference at the beginning, but at the very end it will give us a nice fade. So I'm going to blend this quite high up to my brow bone because it's not actually that dark, so I'm just doing that quite messily. I might let you know at the very end what I think of it, because I feel like I might get annoying if I'm explaining what I think of every shade. So at the very end I'll let you know what I thought of everything. But you'll be able to see how I'm getting on as I go along, obviously. Next colour I'm going to take is right beside that, and it's just a more orangey shade. Again, this is going into the crease from outer corner to inner corner, and I'm going to blend upwards. So when I'm putting colours into the crease, I always kind of do outer corner to inner corner first and kind of place it down, and then I use circular motions to blend upwards, and that kind of works best for me. So I'm just kind of building these up until I'm happy with them. Also, I'm wearing quite a light coverage foundation at the minute because I am going to go in with those cream concealers. So I didn't want to go in with anything too heavy, which is why I kind of have a lightish foundation on right now. So next colour I'm going to take then is this colour here, which is like a really warm, rich brown. It's absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going to use a very light hand with this because it's quite a jump from the orange to the brown. So I'm just going to use a very light hand first. And just place it into the crease. And I'm just turning my brush to the side. This is the kind of brush I'm using. So I'm turning it to the side then and blending outwards. Then I'm just going to go in with the previous brush I used and some of that orangey colour, which is the second shade I used. And I'm just going to make sure that that's kind of blended. So I'm going to go back in with more of that brown and darken it up. More directly into the crease this time. Also just going to pat this onto the outer corner of the eye. So the next colour I'm going in with is this one right here. Again, still on the warm side, but a little bit darker. So it's just kind of like a rich chocolate colour. So the next colour I'm going in with is this one right here. Again, still on the warm side, but a little bit darker. So it's just kind of like a rich chocolate colour. So again, just tap off the excess. And I'm putting this on the outer third of the eye first. And then I'm also blending it into the outer kind of crease area. This is really pigmented, so I'm definitely going to have to blend this out. So again, just going back in with a blending brush and just blending that out. Then just going back in with the brush I used the brown on, nothing on it. And I'm just blending the crease. So now I'm going to use the same brown again and darken up the outer third. So we lost a little bit of the darkness when we were blending. Now I'm going to get some concealer and I'm going to carve out the first half of my lid and crease. This is something I've been doing lately. I like it for nights out and stuff. So I'm just using an Essence camouflage concealer. It's really good. A little small detailer brush. And I carve above my crease. So you're better off kind of looking down at a mirror for this, just so your crease isn't creased when you're doing it. And I bring the concealer across my lid as well. And I kind of bring this to where my pupil ends, and then I pat outwards. And I also just pat the concealer down. And I am going to go in with a shimmery shadow on top of that. So let's do the other eye. I'm just looking into a mirror just to make sure they are similar. So I'm just looking at the shimmery ones, just trying to decide what I'm going for. But just so you know, the pigmentation of these is insane. Oh my god, I actually couldn't have swatched that in a more awkward place. Okay, give me 2 seconds, I'll swatch them somewhere now. So I'll just show you, this is the copper one. So I'll just do 1, 2, and you can see it there. I'll just swatch it for you. It's insane. The pigment of these shimmery, well actually I'll just show you for reference of the matte ones as well. 1, 2, pigment of these is also insane. So yeah, I'm trying to decide which shimmery one to go for, which is why I'm kind of swatching them. So I may as well show you while I'm swatching them. There's this gorgeous gold, which is kind of like a different sort of gold. It's very yellowy. Not sure which one to go for. This is the problem when you have to decide. Okay, I think I know. I'm gonna go for this kind of taupey, champagne-y colour. So yeah, I'm gonna put it on my brush first, and then I'm gonna use my fingers once I kind of get precision. Oh yeah, the pigment of these are insane. It's literally like using a pigment. So I'm just placing this wherever I had put the concealer. I'm just going to with my finger. I'm going to take this one here, which is beside the previous one we used. And I'm going to darken up the outer edge of the eye. So again, just tapping off the excess. So I'm just patting this onto the outer third. I'm also just bringing it slightly over the shimmery colour just to fade it. And then I'm also blending it into the outer crease here. Now I'm going to do liner. So I'm going to do liner now. I'm using my Inglot 77 gel liner. So I'm just going to do a line across the lid, and I'm going to really thicken it on the outer edge. Hope you can see this. So I bring it up high on the outer edge, because I'm going to darken that area with some black eyeshadow in a minute. Okay, so now that I have that done, I'm going to pat a tiny bit of Inglot gel liner onto the very outer edge of my eye. I feel like I should zoom in a lot more for you. So just right here where the outer corner meets the crease. Do one eye at a time because it does set quite quickly. I'm going to take the black from the Morphe palette, and I'm going to smudge out the black liner. I'm going to dust off the excess on this, even though I'm going to go back and use it in a second. And I'm going to use the very bare minimum that's left and just bring it midway above where I've cut the crease. and I just find that this just gives it more definition. It just makes it look a bit more cut and defined, and it also makes it look more smoky. So I'm after like accidentally dabbing some liner all the way up here. I don't know if you can see it, I've tried to hide it, but it's less blended than this eye now, but we're just gonna have to move on. There's nothing I can do because once this stuff goes on, it doesn't come off. Now I'm going to use the cream concealer palette that I showed earlier. I have one like this, very similar already. I've never actually used this one, but I do have cream concealer palettes, and I find that they work much better when they're mixed in with an oil or something like that. I know a lot of people on Instagram use the gold elixir oil from Versailles, so I'm going to use a bit of Jawline from Inglot. So I'm going to put like 1 drop into whichever ones I'm using, mix it up, and it just makes them so much more creamier and easier to work with. So I'm going to use the lightest shade in the palette to highlight because I like a very intense highlight. So I popped 1 drop into this shade here, and I'm going to mix it up now. So you have to make sure that you mix it really well, just so you're not getting like a big lump of oil on your brush instead of concealer. So give it a good mix, and it's just a lot creamier. You'll even see it now going onto my eyes. It's just, it doesn't pull on the skin because it has some oil in it just to help it move a little bit. So I'm cleaning up the edge of my eyes with this because I like a kind of, even though I like rounded smokes, I like a clean edge. So I'm just doing kind of 2 triangle shapes, and I'm going to bounce it out with a damp Real Technique sponge. These are actually blending very, very nicely. Let's have a closer look at them. Yeah, they look lovely. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So I'm going to highlight the centre of my chin as well. There's still loads of product on the brush. Also on my cupid's bow, down the bridge of my nose, and on the centre of my forehead. Again, just going to bounce it out. I'm going to bronze and kind of contour with these 2 shades. So I'm going to go in with this one first and then deepen it up with this one. Again, I'm going to use a bit of jawline in these. So I find with these ones it's better to use kind of a buffer brush as opposed to a kind of flat concealer brush when you're highlighting. So this sounds confusing. For contouring I like to use a buffer brush, and for highlighting I like to use a flat one. I just find the buffer one just kind of applies it with less streaks. So I'm just gonna kind of apply it here. Not going to bring it down too far because it will blend out. Also going to bring it along the jawline, the chin, underneath the nose, or underneath the lip. I'm going to do the temples and forehead. Just be careful you don't use too much of this product because it's quite easy to do that. For this one I'm just going to use the foundation brush that I used, and I'm going to pat. Just zoom out a bit more. I'm still a little bit too close to you guys. And if you want to go in with the sponge after and try and pick up any excess, because like I said, it's very easy to use too much of this. Just make sure you blend back into the hairline as well. I really like the look of that. I think it looks really, really nice. It looks really blended. I love the bronze. So now I just have to contour slightly more with this. So again, I'm only using the tiniest bit of this because it's super dark. So right here at the very hollow, and I just bring it up a small bit because I'm going to blend that out just to make sure it balances and it's just not one line. Again, a little bit under the nose, and I'm also going to apply a tiny bit down the sides of the nose with this. I should use a little bit of a smaller brush, but I'm going to go in and clean up my nose contour because I always do. And again, underneath the lip, tiny bit along the jawline here. Okay, I'm just going to blend that out. I don't really need much more on my forehead, but I'm just going to dip into the contour, or into the contour shade just a tiny bit. Just bring it right up here. I'm just going to go in with a sponge and just bounce over this area. And I'm also going to use the sponge to blend the nose contour. Bringing this right down the centre, also down either side of where I contoured. So that is the cream contour. I have to say I really like it. I hope it doesn't look too mental on camera, but my camera keeps going out in and out of focus. So if I'm out of focus for any of this video, I'm so sorry. I might have even noticed that this was going on earlier. I hope it wasn't too bad. But like I said, I'm really liking this. I like it that it kind of looks really dewy. Yeah, it keeps going in and out of focus. Can't cope. Oh my god, this is ridiculous. Okay. I know what's happening with my camera, but I'm going to come back in a few minutes after I've set my face. So I've set my contour with powder products, and now I'm going to do the lower lash line of my eyes and finish off the eyes. So I'm going to use the second shade I went into, which is the orangey shade, and I'm going to put this on my lower lash line. I really don't know what's up with my camera. Hope it stops doing this. So I'm going to really smoke this onto the lower lash line, really blow it out because it's a nice bright orange colour. So now I'm going to take that warm brown shade that I used and I'm going to smoke that onto the lower lash line. Smoke that out. I'm just going to take a tiny bit more of that orange and just make sure that that's blended. I'm going to take a smaller brush now, the darkest brown I used, and blend that closely to the lash line. So the darker I go, the closer to the lower lash line I stay. Now I'm going to put some black liner on my waterline, and then I'm going to use the black shadow to smoke that out. So now I'm going to take some of that black shade from the Morphe palette. This is actually a really good black, I have to say. It's very hard to get a really like intense matte black, but this is really good. So I'm just gonna really smoke that out. Staying close to the lower lash line, but smoking it a little bit out. That black is really intense. I have to say this palette is very impressive. They're really good shadows. So I haven't used the 35U palette at all, but I am going to go to it to get my highlight shade, which is this one here. Because I don't know if you've noticed, but it's lacking a highlight shade in this palette. There's nothing I could really use, to be honest, which is fine. Like, a lot of people would use their face highlighter as their eye highlight anyway, but I'm going to use the one from the Morphe 35U palette. So yeah, I'm going to use this kind of, I'm going to mix these two actually. So I'm going to pop that onto the inner corner. And I'm also going to highlight my brow bone with this. Then I'm going to take the very first brush I used, as always, and I always just run over the very outer edge and the brow bone because I don't like it to be like dark strip of highlight on my brow bone. So I'm going to go off camera and pop on some lashes, and then I'm going to do my blush and my highlight, and then I'll come back on and show you the lipsticks. So my lashes are on, highlight is on, blush is on, and I'm going to show you the 4 lipsticks. Still not really sure which ones I'm going to go with because they're all kind of cool toned and I have warm eyes on. So not entirely sure how well these are going to go. But I'm going to give you swatches of them all. So this one here is called Fancy Pants. And this is what it looks like. It's sort of a pink colour. Let me have a look at it. It's, yeah, like a fuchsia kind of pink colour. Sort of like a dimmed down fuchsia pink. So not really sure if I like that colour, to be honest. This one then is called Vanity. Ooh, this one's really nice. It's like a kind of pinky nude. But it's cool toned, like I said. It's gorgeous. That one is definitely a possibility. The formula of these is really creamy. Now, I haven't actually wore these before, but my sister has wore them and has told me that they're very comfortable and they're very like the GRAD cosmetic ones, which I love. So this one is called Homecoming, which is a bright fuchsia kind of flamingo pink. I am the worst person at swatches, but yes, that's it there. I think this is a little bit too bright to go with these eyes. This one I love. It's called Sasha and it's like a purpley cool toned nude. It I would like 100% go for this, except it doesn't really go with the eyes. I think I'm gonna have to go with this one, which is called Vanity, but I'm gonna go with like a brownie kind of lip liner to try and brown it up a little bit. I'm just gonna shade in the outer edges, and then I'm gonna pop on Vanity. They smell really, really nice as well. They smell like vanilla. They're gorgeous. They feel really lightweight so far, and they're really pigmented as well. And they're not really thick, they're more on the thin side consistency wise. And that is the colour on, so it actually does go fine with the eyes. So that's the look all finished together. Have to say, there's nothing I wasn't happy with, nothing I wasn't pleased with, apart from my little mistake there. But like the products itself, very, very happy with them. If you consider the price of these, it's insane. I'm going to link down below where you can get them. If you're from Ireland like me, Beauty Bay is probably the best place to get them. You can also get it on Morphe's website, but shipping is a little bit expensive, and then you could get caught with customs and things like that. Whereas Beauty Bay is free shipping over €19 I think it is, and no customs. So yeah, I'll link that down below if you want to take a look. Very, very happy with both palettes, and the lip has dried down now and it feels very comfortable, very lightweight. It feels dry, like matte, but it doesn't feel like insanely dry, like it's sucking the moisture out of my lips. Not sure how these last, hopefully they last well. But yeah, I'm very, very happy with everything. Have to say, very impressed. I hope you enjoyed the little tutorial and kind of review first impression thing, something different for a change. I haven't done a chatty video like this in, I'm gonna say it's a year, but I would say like it's 7 or 8 months since I've done this. It feels so weird to not have music on in the background and do a voiceover or something like that. I've been very quiet on YouTube. My life has just been crazy, and yeah, I haven't been able to film much, to be honest. But I'm definitely going to try and get back into it. This is the start of it all. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, let me know. Let me know if you've tried any of these, if you've liked them, disliked them. Give the video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. You can click the subscribe button and the little bell if you want to be notified when I upload a new video. And I will see you in my next one, guys. Bye!